Brock Purdy expressing some doubt or at least mystery as to what he's going to be able to do this year. And maybe in just a complete coincidence, the Niners are meeting with really highly rated quarterbacks who some people think could be starters in the NFL, such as Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who might even not even be available when the Niners pick in round 3. What do you make of the Niners meeting with a quarterback like this?
I like this. I like Dorian Thompson-Robinson. This is actually a name that I heard from you. You kept talking about him a year and a half. You're ahead of everybody else with this guy.
I watched one college football team. This one,
and yeah, the Bruins. For
yeah.
But no, this is a good one. I mean, I've felt all along like the 49ers were going to be drafting a quarterback anyway. So this doesn't surprise me that they're looking at a quarterback here. Thompson-Robinson can go anywhere from round 3 to 5, and he gives you that mobility. He gives you a guy that can throw the ball well. I really like this guy. So I don't see it necessarily as anything towards Brock Purdy. I think he's a long-term guy. I think they're looking here at another quarterback to the room. And no, I don't drive a better car than the Stinger. Trust me.
It was used. I bought it used. I just want to say that I feel like if they like DTR, I'm not surprised because I feel like he has a lot of the traits that Purdy and Lance have. And if someone were to tell me that DTR did really well in this S2 cognitive test, I don't know if he did. But if he did, that would be the clincher. I mean, absolutely the Niners would like him because he's got the experience of Brock Purdy and he's got that mobility of Trey Lance. They want both. They clearly wanted Trey Lance's mobility. I think they want to be the #1 rushing team in the league. And you really can't be the #1 rushing team in the league if your quarterback isn't, a big part of that. So they want that, but they also realize that a project doesn't really fit them, and they need someone who's experienced and young, and that's Purdy. And DTR's kind of got both of those. He's a 5-year starter. He runs a 4.5. He's a hell of an athlete. He's a playmaker. And if he's got the decision making too, they're all over this guy. So, see it. I can see it.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. And we'll see what happens. The way that I look at the 49ers quarterback room, and I've been saying this throughout the offseason, the way that I look at it is you have two guys that are going to compete right now. It's going to be Trey Lance and Sam Darnold. They're the main competitors because Purdy's not able to go right now. So those two guys are competing. There's been the talk about maybe trading Trey Lance. I think if that's the case, you have Lance that doesn't get traded, though. He's not going to be traded until you need to first see what you have in a guy like Thompson-Robinson. You need to know that Brock Purdy's healthy. And then Sam Darnold's got to show you enough that you feel comfortable with moving on from Trey Lance if somebody gives you an offer. I think that's the only way that moves on. And I've kind of felt that way for a while now.
Also, I think it's you got to be honest here. It's possible that neither Trey Lance or Sam Darnold is good. You don't know. Like Sam Darnold, the results right now are not good. And with Trey Lance, it's no results and, a little uneven. So it's possible the answer is no on both of those guys. And it's also possible that Brock won't be ready right away. So, again, it seems smart. Bring in another quarterback. The Niners aren't financially committed to anyone. They talk about the room, so add to the freaking room because your room might not be that strong. Frankly, it might be weaker than last year because Jimmy, at least you knew what you had with Jimmy. You could win with Jimmy. Can you win with Sam Darnold? You don't know that. Can you win with Trey Lance? You don't know that. So bring in another guy.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. You don't know that's the hard part. Is there's a lot of people. We're all trying kind of projecting what we think Trey is going to be. We all kind of project that, Darnold's might be better with whatever.
It's fun to project, but you don't fucking know.
Exactly.
So 100%. Cover your ass. Draft a quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I feel like Kyle Shanahan always thinks he knows, man. He always acts like he knows what's going to happen, even though he doesn't know who's going to be alive, and that gets him in trouble sometimes.
Absolutely, and that's it does, and that's where you just keep adding guys to the room. Compare the 49ers to what Philadelphia has, right? Jalen Hurts signing this huge $255 million contract. They're locked into him. I know his cap hits are going to be manageable for the next few years, but that's because of the structure that they put in place. Instead of just putting out there and then restructuring next year. Basically, what they already did is restructured his contract for the 3 times moving forward. So that's a big risk that the Eagles just took, because what happens if Jalen Hurts continue to play at that level as the team around them maybe isn't as strong, then they're going to find themselves in a really tough spot when they're, owing them $81 million against the cap in 4 years.
Oh, is that what it's going to be? 81?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to say is it at least for now, talk about quarterback room. They got him at a reasonable rate for now and Mariota.
Mm-hmm.
So Niners, you got some work to do. And the Eagles met with DTR as well. So they may not be done. I don't think that they have any patience for Gardner Minshew as they should. And that guy's stiff.
I think Minshew, I don't even think he's there anymore, but
good.
Thompson-Robinson is, bring Thompson-Robinson in and have him compete with Marcus Mariota. That would be, that's good competition behind the starting quarterback.
I always felt Gardner Minshew was corny.
You
know what I mean? He had that little, like, you know what I mean? He kind of tried to make himself cool like Ryan Fitzpatrick, but Ryan Fitzpatrick seemed cool. Minshew seemed like lameness. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't like it.
I agree with that. He was trying to make himself cool.
And it was like in a very Caucasian way, not to make it racial, but I feel like a white guy does that and it's like, oh, he's so funny. Look at him. But a black guy can't really call attention to himself like that, especially a quarterback. You'd be like, how professional is this guy? Like, Gardner Minshew is unprofessional and unserious. I mean, look at him. It's not a serious quarterback. Cut your handlebar mustache. Get the hell out of here. You can't actually wear a handlebar mustache and be taken seriously as an adult. I'm sorry if you have have you ever had a handlebar mustache? That's like you do it for Halloween. There's like 3 occasions a year where you can have a handlebar mustache and it's not work. You can't take that shit to work.
No, it's not. You can't. That's the thing is you can't fake being cool. You're either cool or you're not. You can't fake it.
You.
He
was faking it. Mustache. That's a giveaway. Trying too hard.